I want to welcome you all to this morning presenters feedback call for LifeVantage Academy. Excited, and we got a ton of people dialing in. This is awesome. So we appreciate, number one, you being here. Every month we get together after LifeVantage Academy to talk about best practices, to talk about do's. Sometimes we talk about a few don'ts, and in general, talk about upping our game. And germane to that subject is how we want to start off this morning's or this month's call. And we've invited our CEO, Darren Jensen, to be with us. And I'll tell you why. As we talk about upping our game, I was coming home late last night. It was probably close to 11 after finishing up, getting started training and helping the guy make his first calls. And I was listening to some training industry stuff, and there was something that hit me that was really powerful. And the trainers on this call were talking about when our vision, imagine whatever excuse somebody might have for not engaging fully in their business or in their life. We'll take the time excuse. I don't have enough time to really do it well or to do it at all. And this guy said, when our vision is clear and strong and elevated, we have an abundance of time. We can do anything that we want. We have the time for the presentations. We have the time for the invites. We have time to do the things that are most important to get paid. And when we have weak or undefined or confused vision, we have a scarcity of time. And as simple as that principle might sound, to me at 11 o'clock last night, it was one of the most powerful things I heard all day, maybe all week. And something I'm going to share, and I'm sharing it with you right now. But we invited Darren on the phone today because perhaps it's time that we all got a little bit of Darren's mind, okay, to see what's going on in this company, to perhaps elevate our vision about where we are as a company, where the marketplace is, and what we are doing about it as a company to make sure that LifeVantage is positioned in order to, we've talked about this before, fully participate in the new economy. And so it's with my great pleasure that I can introduce our great friend and CEO of LifeVantage, Darren Jensen, to give us an idea about where we are and where we're going. Maybe more than we have, because most of us are out on the road and working and not sitting in corporate. So, although I know Darren's been out on the road and working, so not saying that he's not working. So, Darren, thank you so much for taking some time. I know you just got back from a road trip.
Yeah, well, thank you, Seth, and thank you, Jill, and for inviting me on the call today. And thanks, everyone. It's good to be here with you. As Seth said, I just got back from a speaking tour. I was out with Brandon. I was out with Tyler. And many of our leaders, both in Puerto Rico. What a wonderful groups in Puerto Rico. We had 300 people there, and it was 100 to 150 guests. I mean, the vast majority were guests there, and it was great. We also had some really unique meetings that Brandon put together, and you may want to chat with him later on in the call. He put together some meetings where it's more of a networking style meeting as opposed to a classroom style meeting. And that really went over well, I thought. And I think that there may be a place for that style of meeting within our repertoire of meetings. So great time out in Tampa as well as over in New Orleans. But today, let me... Since we're talking about vision, while I was out traveling, there were a few things that were just reinforced to me, and I want to share those with you today.
This is a live LifeVantage call that's going on right now.
Wow. The first one is, I think back to an experience, and I shared this at Pro 5 Summit and a couple of other meetings. Really, a very smart and successful gentleman shared 2 statements and 3 questions with me. And these are really the core things that we need to have answered at LVAs, as well as in all of our prospecting meetings. And the first one was, it was more of a statement. He said, one great opportunity is worth a lifetime of work. And then he hit me with the first question. He said, do you believe this statement? Okay. So one great opportunity is worth a lifetime of work. And then, do you believe in this statement? And I know that all of us know people that have made money, whether it's at Bitcoin, whether it's in stock, in real estate, whatever it might have been in, that they've invested just a little bit and have been able to leverage that for a lot of wealth. So personally, I do believe in that statement. And then he hit me with the second question. Have you found that one great opportunity? Okay. And I think that's the key thing. We've got to help our people understand, have they found this great opportunity? Because they get stuck in the day-to-day cycle, that rat race. And then he hit me with the third question. If you have not found that great opportunity, how much time do you dedicate each week to finding it? And then the second statement that he said was, because if you don't find it, then you're destined to live a lifetime of work. Okay. And those statements that occurred years ago, I think are still true today and still have an impact on me today. And I think as we liken these statements to us as a company, I think too many people have run into what I would call, and I'm not a doctor, those of you that out there are doctors, there's probably an actual term for this, but I just call it normalization theory. Let me give you an example. We have one of the great opportunities in the world, yet I don't think we recognize it as much anymore because we've normalized it. I remember a few years back, I went out and I bought a BMW 750 Li. And what's the saying for BMWs? The ultimate driving machine. So here I'm riding the top of the line of the ultimate driving machine. And it was awesome for about 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. And as time went on, it just became my car. And I forgot that I was driving the ultimate driving machine. And it just became my car. And I think that as time goes on with LifeVantage, we forget that we're in the ultimate opportunity here. And I think we see that. And sometimes when we forget it, we become susceptible to other influences. For instance, here you have a couple that is making a ton of money. They're driving the ultimate driving machine, yet they get distracted by I don't even know what brand this is, but does anyone drive an Aztec? If you drive an Aztec, I'll just say I'm sorry, but they are the ugliest vehicles on the planet. So they got distracted by an Aztec. I don't know, maybe it's the Chevy Aztec or whatever. And because it had an odometer in it, and it had, what do you call it? OnStar. It had OnStar and it had an odometer, so I'm distracted by it because they forgot that they were driving the ultimate driving machine. So we've got to make sure that our people, and you as leaders, you guys are the ones that affect everyone. We've got to make sure that everybody realizes that they are in this ultimate driving machine. Because so many leaders out there and people just in the distributor base are in a kind of I'm just going to wait type mentality. And my question is, wait for what? What are we waiting for? There's an old Chinese proverb that says, man who sits on side of mountain with mouth open, waiting for roasted duck to fly in, will wait a very long time. Okay. So that would be my question. What are we waiting for? We have the ultimate driving machine. You know, how do we know that we're in the ultimate driving machine? Well, for me, I off the top of my head, you can come up with at least 10 reasons why LifeVantage is the perfect opportunity for everyone. I mean, number one, we're reputable. We're a publicly held company. We sponsor a major league professional soccer team. I mean, we have a lot of credibility. It's only number two, it's only a small investment that's needed in order to start the business. I know I've shared with many of you my story of how I wanted to start a Hawaiian shaved ice place for my kids for a summer job. And in the end, when I found out how much it was going to be over $25,000 and over $25 an hour of overhead to keep it open. And when you compare that even to the largest kit that we have of what, $1,200, that's nothing. I mean, it's zero in comparison, relatively speaking. Most businesses that I've had to start, I've had to raise between $3 to $10 million just to get them off the ground. So when we're talking $1,000, that's chump change. Number three, it's a job, not a job, it's an opportunity that you can start part-time. So there's little risk. I don't have to put at risk my full-time job in order to get involved with it. I can ease into it and have it slowly replace what I'm currently doing until I can fully replace it. And number four, timing. And this was something that I was thinking about quite a bit out on the road. It was a conversation that I was having, I think, with Tyler and maybe with Brandon. Tyler was talking about how, how are we going to work around this timing thing? We've always talked about, or I've had a couple people maybe just ask me during the meeting. I don't know if it was with Brandon and Tyler, but they were saying, look, I've been with the business since 2010, 2011. How am I going to tell a timing story? And that question kind of blows my mind because, look, at the beginning of a company, other than telling the timing of the starting of the company, what else do you got? You don't have anything. That's why you have to tell the timing story of the company. But truth be told, that is the weakest of all timing stories that there is. But at the time, that's all that you have to say. So that's the timing story you have to tell. Think about where we're at. We worry, those technological movements, and I think about when you typically talk to venture capitalists, they discuss the concept of the rise of the health activated individual. What they believe is that technology is moving so quickly that we will begin to control our health like we control our checkbook here in the future. And they specifically state that it's through genomics. And we are using the new science of nutrigenomics, which I even like better because genomics, who knows what they're doing in order to turn on or turn off gene expression. We're using nutritional substances to turn those on and turn them off. We are putting them at the forefront of social entrepreneurialism, and social commerce. When I look at where the future of this industry is going, and not just this industry, it's the future of all selling. And I know this because, for instance, on our board of directors, we have Darwin Lewis. He's the chief customer officer for S.C. Johnson. I don't know how many billions of dollars S.C. Johnson is, but it's many, many, many billions of dollars in sales. He also heads up their China unit. His main complaint to me when I've sat down with him is, he said, look, every sales channel, whether it's store, brick and mortar, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's mail order, is it direct selling, all of them are converging together and it's creating a lot of competition. We're placing our people at the forefront of this social and social marketing is going to be placing them. Economy is changing the planet at this point. So we're positioning our people in the front of these tremendous movements, not to mention the movement of biohacking. I mean, biohacking, how I pitch the company, and I do it all the time. I mean, I pitched it probably 50 times in the last week, and with the same result each time. They always say, "Oh, so what do you do?" I work with a biohacking company. Biohacking? What's biohacking? Well, biohacking is where we use the science of nutrigenomics to upregulate gene expression. Basically, we can turn on or turn off certain gene expressions within your body to hack it, to make it, to manipulate it, to make it work better. And our goal is to biohack the aging code. They say, wow, that's incredible. Because I'm telling you, you start out a conversation like that, your credibility is off the chart. And basically we say, yeah, one of our products just finished a clinical study by the National Institute of Aging where it extended the life of the test animals. It's the first time that they'd ever seen this happen with a nutritional supplement. And it extended the male's life by 7%. And inevitably, they always say, well, how do I get me some of that? And you become very credible as you're talking to the people. And then you can talk about the economic opportunity behind that. I mean, that's where we lead into the gig economy, the ability of people to bring on a plan B to replace the plan A that they're stuck in. And so, other technologies that we're putting them in the forefront on, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, all of this is going to be rolling into our company, and we're launching it, the phase 1 of 2 phases in November. So we are positioning all of you from a timing standpoint in front of these technologies that are massive, that are new. If I'm out, if I'm only talking about, well, this is a new companies fail 95% or more of the time. New companies scare me. I would much rather tell the story of a reputable, not only public company, but a public company traded on NASDAQ. There's not a ton of companies that are traded on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, one of these major exchanges, because the scrutiny and the oversight of those companies is tremendous. So I guess number 5, who are we as a company? We need to be getting that message out more. We're a biohacking company, and we're here to not only biohack the aging code, we're here to biohack life. And how do we biohack life? That's where we take this powerful economic opportunity of network marketing and combine it with these technologies of biohacking and big data and social commerce and social entrepreneurialism. We combine those together to not only extend life, or not only to give additional quantity of life, but to give quality of life too. Because, and I've shared this before, that, you can look up, what is it, geneticists, I think it's geneticists, at Cambridge University. They're saying that the first people to live to 1,000 years have already been born. I don't know if I believe that. Who knows? But if we're going to be living much longer lifespans, we have to make a lot different decisions than what we're making today. If I know that I'm going to live to 150, 200 years old, then the decisions I make today are going to have a big impact on that. And I have to set my life up in a situation to where I do find those great opportunities, because I really don't want to live a life of non-economic freedom. Because for me, that one great opportunity provides financial freedom and health freedom to me. I don't want to live sick, and I don't want to live poor. And that's what we're trying to do with people. And we're, number 6, we're the only ones that have powerfully branded and powerful products that are clinically tested to work. Gone are the days when I think companies can just come out and say, oh yeah, take this, and it'll, and without proving it. And now those companies can still exist, and I mean, they'll probably be pop and drops, but I don't think that they'll have staying power. And the seventh thing is, I think that the industry is moving to where it has to become provable. What we're doing has to be provable, like with your product. That's why we've spent so much time in developing and working with to get a testing unit so that we can begin proving that our products are actually working within the body. This medical device company that we're working with has testing that will prove other things, including weight loss, to prove when your body goes into ketosis. So we're trying to negotiate for those types of technologies also. There's nothing on that, so don't let that out. We have, we don't have that locked up, but we're trying to lock up this technology. So where are we at with that? We anticipate, I think it may be as early as the end of next week, where we're going to begin our first commercial pilot. That's where we'll put several dozen businesses on these tester units to figure out how they work within our business. Because as corporate, we think through it as to how we would pitch it, but we pitch it as corporate. And so when it gets out in the field, it's never exactly, we may build materials around the way we're thinking, but it's not the way you guys think. So we want to see how you guys are doing it, get the feedback, and then we'll build the tools around it. But know that we're still in the negotiation process with these guys. I mean, they are a medical device company. So their philosophy is, hey, all you guys out in the field are doctors and you charge a lot for tests. We don't. Right now we're starting off at a cost of $10 or $11 of our cost for a test. And so what we're trying to do is negotiate that down to get it to where they understand that we want to give points, that they need to understand that it's not a few tests that we want to sell. We want to sell millions of those, and we need to make all the profit on the volume of it. So those are the negotiations that are going back and forth with us. But we understand what's needed. We want a low-cost test that we can give points for, so that everybody, when they get this, will have the ability to test people. Because think of the power behind that. Now the way that I'd be pitching would be, I work with a biohacking company. We're biohacking the aging code. And many of our products work with the reduction of oxidative stress. As a matter of fact, we have a testing unit that I can test the amount of oxidative stress that you have. Would you like to take that test? I mean, are you interested? We'd put you on a protocol, and you would use that for, and we don't know if it's going to be 1, 2, or 3 months, because what we're trying to do is keep people using our products through that critical period of months 0 through 90. That's where we lose 50% of our people. If we can keep them through that, we know that we'll only lose single digits of people after that. So, take a test. And then, what we're currently looking at is giving people a 7-day supply of activated essentials. This is where we're going to put basically our bundles of products into little sachets. So little plastic envelopes that you can tear open and carry with you. And it has all your pills for the day in it. And we're going to be selling 4 products in that sachet. Why sell 4 products? Because frankly, right now, what we're doing is not working. We're trying to push a potentially multi-billion dollar company forward with a $40 product, okay? We're gonna have to recruit the entire planet to do that, guys. With a $40 product, it's just not gonna work. I mean, it's a great product, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's not pushing the proper amount of volume to it, okay? So we've gotta be telling a new story, a story of biohacking, a story of timing from technology and these great movements that are out there in the world, and we're putting them at the forefront of these movements. And that our products are powerful, that they're proven, that not only clinical studies, but we can prove it in their lives. Because so many people really don't care what studies say, they want to know how it affects them personally. And as we've been testing the products with this tester, we found that people have different physiologies. for instance, I think we've tested, I don't know, 75 people, maybe 100 people. Everyone's levels have went down, but there were 2 or 3 that didn't go down with one pill. For instance, Dr. Chevreau, she was not going down with one pill. Her levels stayed high. She finally had to start taking 2. Once she started taking 2, then it went down. And so everybody's body kind of works different. So for me, I stopped taking Nerf 2 for a couple of months, and then I took a test. Then I started with one pill. My number dropped dramatically. Then I tried taking 2 pills, no change, but I take both in the morning. Now I'm splitting them out morning and night and seeing if that has any effect, and just trying different combinations to see what works best for me. But overall, what we're trying to overcome with this tester and the way that we would pitch the product is, as leaders, I think we have to be honest with ourselves and understand when people purchase a platinum package and that package arrives and they sit it on the table, probably the first thing that passes through their mind is, how am I going to swallow all of this product? And that's not what they should be thinking. It's like owning a restaurant and wondering how you're going to eat all the food. That's not the purpose of the food in the restaurant. So what I was mentioning is, we're going to have the products in sachets. And what we're trying to do is move away from a single product company, and to not necessarily be a product company, not necessarily be an opportunity company, but a systems company. We want you to take a protocol, a system. And when you look at what products we'll put in, we're going to put in Nerf 1. Well, when you look at the major causes of disease and to the body, you have oxidative stress, so we have Nerf 2. Mitochondrial degradation, we have Nerf 1. Effects in your microbiome, we have ProBio. And then another one is inflammation. And I know that Nerf 2 has an effect on it. I know this is being recorded. We're making no clinical claims on that. But anyway, but we're also going to be adding an omega-3 product into it. So you have those 4 that will be bundled together. That's why we started off with the bundles, to try to get people to start buying in systems and thinking in systems. And unfortunately, currently, to this day, only 4% of our auto ship volume or our subscription volume is comprised of these bundles. So in your LVAs, that's a huge problem. Your people are still stuck on one product. They need to be looking at this as systems, because when we roll out our essential sachets, they need to be pitching that, because we're going to bundle them in a 7-day supply. Because when that package arrives, when that platinum pack arrives, I want it to have a testing unit. I want it to have cartridges to test people. And I want people to have bridge product to where after the test, you get them on a 7-day supply starting to use it while they sign up for their subscription order. Now I've got those people on the auto ship or the subscription. They're using it now. They're using it and they're on it. That's the key. So now I can sit down with people and say, let's go through the contacts on your phone. How many people can we legitimately bring in from your organization? Oh, it looks like 10. Okay, 10 people. This package over here is designed to bring in 10 people, okay? It arrives, it has product for them and their significant other for a month. Now they don't feel overburdened with product, like, oh no, I can't get on a subscription order right now. I've got all this product, okay? It resolves a lot of challenges. So anyway, those are some of the concepts behind the tester. Number 8, that makes this a powerful opportunity, or the ultimate driving machine, is we have unique patented product. Look at the previous whiz-bang companies that were out here in network marketing just a few years ago. They're the juice companies. Where are their products? I stop and buy them at 7-Eleven. I stop and buy them at Costco, and they're like $4. The moment that your product hits, 7-Eleven, you're done. as a company, okay? Ours will not do that. You don't have to worry about that. Number 9, I see it, we have a powerful economic opportunity that you can make money at, that puts them squarely on the forefront of the gig economy, that puts them right in the middle of social entrepreneurialism, right in the middle of social commerce. This is the area that's expanding right now. This is the only area that's growing are those areas, and we're putting them right in the middle of it. And then I would say, and there's more, but this is just 10 really off the top of your head. The next one is we offer a global opportunity. But these are just a few of, of my thoughts as I've been out on the road. We have the ultimate driving machine. We have to break out of that normalization of it. We can't let our people sit and wait, because there's nothing to sit and wait for. From a timing standpoint, it's almost as if people today feel like, well, think about the Wright brothers when they took off. Their plane took off and people arrived at their house, let's say the next day, and they said, "Oh, I've missed it. I better go out and look for something different." That's what I think some of our people are thinking today, that, well, I've been in it since 2010 or 2011 or 2009. And, I've just, I've missed the opportunity, when in fact we are on the very cusp of this new opportunity. Now is the perfect timing. Now is the right timing. Now we have the story to tell. We were telling the weak argument of, well, it's just timing as a company. That one's, that timing pitch is fraught with danger. Also, make sure that when we pitch people, that we're not just pitching them to get their money back. Here, let me show you how you can make your money back. Guys, I'm an investor. I invest in stuff. And the last thing I want to hear is, how do I get my money back? Because if they're just going to show me how to get my money back, then it makes me question, what is this, some type of gamble? Because I'm in it to leverage my money. Show me how I can get 20, 30, 40 times my initial capital that I put in. How do I get that amount back? Now I'm super interested. And speaking of that, guys, this is for you as leaders. Several months ago, we started letting you know that we're moving back into a process where we're rolling out the red carpet program again, where we're providing you money for free to go out and look for people that are looking for that are known or established or leaders in the market that have done good things, that are looking for a new home. We're setting aside millions to do that. And all I've heard from the field is crickets. I mean, nobody's come forward hardly to say, yeah, let's I'll take some advantage of some of that money, because the money's there. We're ready to use it. I just don't want to hear crickets, chirping out there. We need you to go out and look for, leverage your organizations. Between you and the people in your organizations, you probably know some of the great people, and many of them are looking for new opportunities, because they're looking forward in the future, and they may understand that, hey, I'm really in an Aztec vehicle. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, type in Aztec car, and man, they are nasty looking vehicles. So I think they're understanding, wow, I'm really in an Aztec, and the only thing that I can talk about is that it has OnStar, and maybe it has an odometer or a radio in it. That's it. You guys are driving the ultimate driving machine, and we need to be loud and proud about that, and show these people that they can be part of that ultimate driving machine too. Anyway, those are my thoughts, guys. Thank you for all that you do. You guys are awesome. Every time that, I can't say it enough. You guys are a pleasure to be partners with. You're a great group of people. I like you as individuals, as people. You're wonderful. And that's what makes you guys make this company great. And that's one thing that I think Brandon and Tyler and I were talking about. The greatness of this company is not an individual. the greatness of this company is the collective individual, the collective people that we have together that build our culture and build our people, and that we experience success together. And that's what makes this such a powerful, great opportunity, and one that's just frankly fun to be with. So, all right. That's all I got. I'll turn it back over to you, Seth. And then, guys, I've got to run into work. I've got one of those 9-to-5 jobs, so sorry.
Thank you, Darren.
All right. Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. Seth, are you on the call?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the mic. It fell on the floor. All right. Darren did the first points. I'm going to do the next 90 points. Guys, I'm super excited. It takes, yeah, I don't know. I just need to pick up the mic. That was phenomenal, guys, right? Can you just raise your hands, shake your hands, shake your body, or do something that was stinking absolutely amazing? And I love how Darren's like, those are just 10 points off the top of my head. So let me share something with you. I didn't have time to put it into Instagram, but I think you will appreciate this, and this is germane to our call right now. So let me just scroll here. Got to share my screen. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share two things with you. All right. First of all, is this what you're driving, guys? Okay. If somebody else is not with us, that's what they're driving. Okay. That is the Aztec, by the way. Okay. I chose green because this green color represents the feeling in my gut when I look at this car. Okay. So here's the problem. If you really drive the BMW, but you are blind and you are thinking you are driving this, that's called delusion. Some people are actually driving this. Okay. And that's okay. I mean, it takes all kinds. That does have a nice hatchback. So we are going to focus on the positives. Okay. Now this is what we actually have the keys to. Okay. And I hope you're driving. Okay. All right. That's my Uber car, guys. I'm gonna become an Uber driver. I'm gonna drive people around in that car, and to say, hey, I do biohacking. You ready to quit your job? So, anyway, a little fun there. I hope you enjoyed that. Appreciate Darren being on here. My vision has been elevated. I know that yours absolutely has. You could not participate in the last 40 minutes and not have a kick in the pants and elevation of vision. And when your vision is elevated, then everything falls into place. Every single thing. Okay. So the most important thing that we can do at LVA is to thank you, Tony Krashowitz. I see you sticking your tongue out at me. Is to elevate people's vision. The training is important. Implementation is important. All of that should follow the elevation of vision. And if you're the presenter, you have probably, I'm going to say maybe a 50 to 60% role in making that happen. A lot. Some of it's on the host, some of it's on the leaders and what they say, but you have about 90% control on influencing that day. So with that, a couple of things, presentations, PowerPoints. For those of you who do use the PowerPoint, again, it's not mandatory, but the structure is mandatory. We'll be making just a few minor changes. If you have changes that you've noticed, or you have concerns, or you wanted to suggest a change, will you just email me or Mikey, right? And just put that through. And then we won't waste our time on this call discussing those individually, but I will call you personally and we can address those. Okay, fair enough. Jill, did you have anything you wanted to cover?
Just on the curriculum, I mean, everybody I've seen has done an amazing job. I would, LVA has put aside those pillars, and I'm getting some feedback. We're not taking those umbrellas of those pillars and putting that content underneath to help the audience understand the significance of all those pillars and how all of them are needed to build your business. Seth, you want to add anything onto that? And then I have one other suggestion for the field. But I've got some feedback from a few folks and corporate that those pillars aren't being put forward. And if you have any concerns, let Seth know if it's real problematic.
I've seen that. Yeah, I'm not going to make any more comments other than the fact that I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, the material is great, but I think what it does for someone brand new, it helps organize their brain. So I would really encourage you to do that. And plus, it's part of the curriculum. And I know we sent some things out to you last minute, and we'll work on honing those and making sure all of you are prepared and have a speaker call prior to you going out again. The other piece is, what was fascinating, you guys, I was on the host call yesterday, and we got some feedback about the Friday night. And we were kind of tossing around some ideas about maybe making that change to that opportunity meeting on Friday. And so we kind of, Blue and I just kind of threw it out there, or Blue did. And everyone who spoke up said they loved that leadership piece. The only thing I would caution is a couple times I've gotten some feedback, oh, we just talked. So we will be putting an outline together, for example, like, things to say if you're at loss. Like I know some people are going, hey, before they go out, can you send me some concerns from your market, or get your people to be prepared when I come in to have questions ready for me. So it's a really productive time. And about the 10 people who spoke, the host, they love it. And I was actually surprised. I thought they would lean towards more opportunity. So if you want to open that up, if you have any concerns or a shift in mindset on that, let me know. Because I know some of the markets are super small, but the host came back with great information, great feedback.
Awesome.
Seth or anybody?
Thank you. Thank you. We'll open this up. If you have any questions for the group, best practices, we'll share that. I know we're at 50 minutes and 47 minutes, and I want to keep this meeting tight. We have just been taught, okay? And I think, I wish we could go do LVA tomorrow based on what we just heard, right? Which has nothing to do with training, but it has everything to do with our mindset and our vision and understanding where this company's going. And absolutely, if we don't get this, then it's our own dang fault. We have an opportunity, a great opportunity in front of us. Do we believe that? And do we believe that's worth a lifetime of work?
So Seth and I put together this call with Darren. I had some one-on-one discussions with Darren, and I have a super high belief and expectation for everyone, but I wanted you to feel some of that. So what I think my message to you, and Seth, I think I could speak for Seth too, is I want you to take what you heard today, and really practice to articulate that, internalize that, so you can communicate it properly as leaders and teachers. You're teaching this information in the field, and take that level of belief that I'm hoping you were elevated today, and take that energy and belief and share that in the field in the next 30 days, and then at your LVA opportunity, your LVA academy, at your academy. And I want you to share kind of like what he did in different pieces of your pillars, and let them leave with that belief and that conviction. I need you to transmit that belief and conviction, and knowing that they're in the right place at the right time. I'm blown away, you guys. I think I know this call, and it's go time. It's go time, and I need you to project that to the field as well. And so that's what I wanted you to get out of this training. Seth, do you have anything to add to that?
Only that everybody wants to get excited. Do you know what I'm saying? If you go to any company, and I'm not talking about just network marketing, I'm talking about, real estate investment, whatever. Isn't one of the purposes to get people excited, guys? Right? Maybe some hyperbole, but what Darren just shared, and what we are out there sharing, what excites me is, hey, I've been sharing a little about what Darren's been sharing about market timing and genomics. but he went above and beyond anything I've been talking about, as a whole. But what Darren just showed, or what shared, were 10 tangible, actual points and or hard trends and or facts or research that is proven. Okay. And we weren't even on PubMed. We were just on PubMed for like 30 seconds, as much as I love PubMed, right? But this isn't hyperbole. We're not just excited. This was like a TED Talk. That's how I feel. We just got to get our own little private TED Talk on where the market's going in the next 20 years, which is different. And you know what? Everybody may rev their engines, but there's a difference between that BMW engine and that Aztec engine. Okay. And we just can't be confused when somebody leaves the BMW because they see an Aztec, or they choose not to get into BMW because, they're riding in their Pinto. So I don't have anything else.
You guys have any feedback?
Kazzy Teal says thumbs up. Lourdes Rosa's double thumbs up. You going to be outdone, Kazzy?
I love Lourdes's backdrop.
Okay. Oh, now we got the thumbs up in that face thing. So.
Hey, Seth, this is Blue. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, and you even look good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to know what's on that board right there.
What board?
Your wife.
That's my mind. I have to keep it up there so my mind works. But no, we've been putting together our new office here, and it's been a lot of work getting the girls' room going. But we had a great call the other day, and I just wanted to echo a couple things with that Friday night meeting. I will say that most of that Friday night, at least the setup and the success of that, it relies a little bit on the host just to make sure the location is correct and some of the things that as presenters we can't control. But there are some things that we can do to ask the right questions beforehand, ask them where the location is at. And a couple of them I go to, I hear, oh, it's just in a restaurant. We just kind of talk and eat. And we've made the best of that. I know Kazzy came out here to Tucson and did a great job. Everyone loved her walking around and talking and everything as well. And we did the same thing out in Ohio. But how much more powerful that is if we can do a little training that is in a location where we can actually sit down and get some training done and find out what is needed in the area. And there's a lot that we can do better. And I think Gabe took it a step further and emailed all the leaders in the area a few days beforehand and prepared so that the training that night was even better. So the better we prepare for Friday, the better Friday night's training will be. I think the better we do on Friday night, the better the Saturday's training is, because we get a feel and a heartbeat for what's going on in that area. So we will be putting together some best practices for that. If you have them, please email them to Mikey or let her know. We have some ideas. We've even tossed around the concept or idea of maybe doing an opportunity meeting, which very few like. It seems the ones that would like it are the ones where the leadership meetings aren't going very well, or they're just eating dinner. And people say, well, it'd be better talking to 10 guests in that case because it's not going very well. The ones that have 20 people in a room and they have 2 hours of training for their top leaders, they're the ones that are completely like, no, forget the opportunity meeting. We love the training we're getting from the elite. So just take that into heart. And I think the better we make that, the better it will be. It sounds like it will be leaning towards staying a good training, at least with the feedback so far, but we are getting together to talk about that this next week. So if you have any urgent input either way, please let us know, because we are talking and discussing and kind of finalizing that curriculum or outline next week. So I just wanted to make sure you had a voice. Today, I don't think we have time to do all that on the call. So call us individually or get that information to Mikey. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Thank you guys. And thank Darren for getting on too. That was awesome. Thank you guys.
Well said, Blue. Well said.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. If you have a comment or urgent issue, bring it up on this call. Otherwise, call us individually. I don't know about you. I feel the urgency to get moving. I see all the heads nodding.
The heads.
That's good. Everybody together, bobbleheads. Okay. All right, guys. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
guys.
everything.